everyone. This is the dried results of the 3/4 split that I did on a 12 by 36-inch canvas. I just wanted to share with you the dried results of a few paintings to include this beauty that I did for myself. Came out absolutely amazing. You can see all of the beautiful shine and shimmer from the metallics. And I am thrilled because this is going to receive a beautiful coat of resin, and I think it's going to be even more spectacular once it does. But just for now, showing you some dry results that some people have requested to see. I wanted to make certain that we did that before I had a chance to forget and go on to something else. So this is that 12 by 36-inch canvas, and I'm going to show you a couple more that we did using 12 by 24-inch. So let's do that. Here we have the black and gray, and it is a 12 by 24-inch canvas. Again, these have dried and dried beautifully without a coat of resin or varnish. And you can see how rich and vibrant those colors are as a result. Really pleased with that. All right, 12 by 24-inch on this one. And you can see now the 12 by 24-inch on the one that was completely with a gray background. We used the iridescent Pearl by Golden, and that's that white that's showing out so bright and brilliant, and you can only imagine what it's going to look like once we have a coat of resin on it. Okay, so this is beautiful. Just real pleased with how these have dried, and we're looking so forward to completing them. The only problem is here in Arizona, it's awfully hot right now, a little bit too hot to do resin. So we'll have to wait till it gets cooler, or when we have a cool day, that I could do it. Hope you like it. Thank you as always for joining me and for allowing me to share in loving your art. All right, let's go on with our next video. Hello everyone, this is Anita White with Love Your Art, and we're back today with another video. And as you can see, we've already got a jump start. But before we go any further, I just want to bring your attention to something that I've become aware of. First and foremost, I have had a number of people inquire about my torch. It is called the Urban Crater. No longer in the on the market, available anymore. I can't find it anywhere. I bought it on Amazon. It's no longer available. However, I recently purchased this because it looks so much like it. This is the Enter Fort torch, and it is this one. The only difference is this has a safety button here, whereas mine does not, but it's push button, which I prefer to have push button because it gives me that control. Both of these have bottoms that can be removed, and they are basically the same torch. So I thought I would make that available to you. I'll put it in the description box and list the name again. And I purchased it on Amazon, I think for about 32 bucks, but I can't be for certain, so I'll list the actual price, and if you're interested, that might be helpful to you. So we always want to share information that can be useful, because we always have new viewers, and we have people who are also trying to figure out what exactly they can do to make their life easier with learning how to do the Dutch pour. I also want to remind you that if you haven't done so, check out video number 28 and number 52. One is on how to improve the Dutch pour, giving you tips on what you can do, as well as the other one is on consistency, which will give you some information on how to ensure that you have the right consistency for you. Okay, so those are our announcements, guys. Ready to get started? All right, here we go. We're going to take and use this torch that I just spoke about, that I've been using for a while. I love it. And torch for air bubbles, looking for any uninvited guests, and making sure we have, as much as possible, a flawless foundation. And our foundational paint today is the Acrylic Mars Black. We always want to look for uninvited guests. Keep a pair of nice, very pointed tweezers available to assist you. It looks like we could have one here, and we do. This is what we mean by uninvited guests. Anything. Could be hair, could be a bug, Floetrol, anything. And it comes without you knowing about it, because you could have mixed your paints up like I did a few days ago, and it's sitting in a container, and somehow when you pour it out, there it is. Okay, we look like we have a pretty flawless foundation, but we just want to go over this again, copying air bubbles, because they can be deceiving and they can hide, so you want to make sure you get them. All right, and we are going to be using, I believe, just a few colors, 4, maybe 5. We'll start with the Artist Loft Brilliant Blue. We have Artist Loft Metallic Blue, along with Artist Loft, I'm sorry, that was Metallic Cobalt Blue. This is the Artist Loft Metallic Blue. And then we have our Artist Loft Metallic Silver. So we have those 4 colors. If we decide that we're going to use something different, we might add just a tad bit of white from the Acrylic Titanium White. But I'm hopeful that we can just do this with the 4 colors today. And I want to just try to be creative in terms of creating a design, but at the same time, really considering the movement and giving this black foundation an opportunity to make those colors really come up. We're dealing with some metallics, and they really do shine, and it's going to be really nice to see them on black. All right, so what we're going to do here is try and capture a design with these colors that'll allow for beauty to be seen. I think I'm going to start here in this corner here. By the way, this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. And we are doing a Dutch pour, by the way. How about that? And over there. All right. I'm not sure I want to put anything else here. All right, we'll just go with that for now. That was the Brilliant Blue. This is the Metallic Cobalt Blue. Then we're having the Metallic Blue itself. Beautiful colors. And our Metallic Silver. We should definitely see some beautiful shine and shimmer. Right back around with the first color. This is that Brilliant Blue. And excuse me, we'll take and pop these layering color air bubbles. I'm thinking that I may want to go back around this again. Want to be sure there's plenty of movement, plenty of paint for movement, and something that allows us to have some wiggle room to play with. So let's do that a little bit more, just a little more on here, and we will take, I really want this to show up and to show out. Okay, let's do it. Let's pop. And let's see what we can do to make some beautiful, something beautiful happen here. All right. We'll move our friends aside. And we'll start just seeing what we can do with this. I may have to make some movement myself, some changes in my body to get to where we want to go. Holy smokes, look at that. Unbelievable. Just simply beautiful. I am just thrilled. This is gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. The silver metallic that we have here shows up in just strategically positioned places. There's a fading out in this area here, the black, just on each side balanced, and then these come out nice and flowy, nice and smooth and flowy. Could not be more happy. Negative space on the inside and on the outside. These two corners are covered, these are left open. That is just a real beauty. I'm super happy with this one. Guys, let me tell you, sometimes you just get it right the first time. Sometimes you have to work it until you get it right. But I'm very pleased with this. I certainly am. And I hope you will be as well. We're going to give this a chance to come to rest. That's what we do by swiping underneath as soon as possible. And then we come back a few times later to just ensure that we still have the ability to get everything that's moving to come to rest. Oh, I love it. Love it. I don't really see a need to torch, but I will look closely just to make certain that we don't have any hidden air bubbles, but I'm just loving the flow and the feel of this. It's just so gorgeous. All right, close-up time, guys. All right, we have all lights off and just the flash on, so you can see a close-up of the beauty we have here. Look at the lacing, the iridescent formation of color on top. So pretty. So soft, so much in sync with movement that we want it to flow, and for the black just to really be able to showcase how pretty these colors really are. This is so rich and pretty. Look at that. Lovely. Just loving that lacy, loving the iridescent. Seeing the deep, brilliant blue along with these other blues and the silver, really standing out so well. Again, this is a 16 by 20 inch canvas, and I'm just loving what we see here. We've got tiny cells, we've got lacing, and just smooth flow across the entire canvas. Such a beauty. Look at that, just shimmer and shine. It's going to look really awesome with a coat of resin. Loving it. Look how those colors just outline around the black there. Beauty, a real beauty. Loving it. Well, guys, that's it. It's a done deal for today. Our 16 by 20 inch canvas is really made for a beautiful Dutch board.